Today we're going to talk about 8 essential tools for mold-free living. So every soldier knows they need weapons if they're marching into battle, or every athlete knows they need the right gear, the shoes, the fuel, and obviously the practice put in before they go into the big game. So similarly, when we are healing from mold and then wanting to keep our home and our environment in a mold-free status, then having some tools in our tool belt are essential. So number 1 tool, air purifiers. So my biggest symptom going through mold was shortness of breath. And so air and oxygen became super important. But I think even if that's not your own experience, definitely having just clean air, purified air, it can be so great. And the thing about air purifiers is they don't destroy mold like maybe some companies will advertise. That's false advertising. But what they can do is keep your space cleaner and your air more pure once you are in a place of higher ground. And so I have multiple air purifiers in my own home, and really going with a quality air purifier. So you kind of get what you pay for as far as quality goes. And so once I was in a cleaner space, I did opt for more of the Cadillac versions of air purifiers. And so I really love IQ Air. That's one of my faves. There's others out there though, Austin Air, Air Doctor. Those are a couple that come to mind. If you are living in a moldier environment right now, you're in between, maybe you're renting, it's not your safe place. Still having air purifiers can be helpful, but I would encourage you that's when I would go cheaper. I love the Honeywell ones, for example, just the large room ones. And those would be really helpful for myself feeling better when I was in a more reactive place. I would sleep usually with them by my head, sometimes having a vortex around my head, just to help with moving air around and getting some of that toxicity out of my nasal pathways, for example. But air purification, super huge part of the mold-free living game. Number 2, a dehumidifier. So humidity and mold go hand in hand, and humidity levels in your home can definitely change depending on what the weather is outside, the time of year. And so I keep a dehumidifier in my room, and then I also have a tool called a hygrometer. And that hygrometer really is just a reader to let you know what the humidity level is in your house. It's like $10 on Amazon. But can be really helpful for helping you maintain levels below 50% would be ideal. But above about 20%. You don't want to get too dry in the home either, but humidifiers will help soak up some of that excess moisture in the air to help prevent further mold accumulation in the environment. And typically you'll just have to dump out the water that it pulls, however big your tank is, but every, say, like 10 to 12 hours, if you're having it running continually until you get those humidity levels down. Number 3, a HEPA vacuum. So a vacuum can be really great for helping you keep the environment clean. Again, as mold puts off mycotoxins, so toxins that like to fall to the ground. From a cleanup perspective, it's really essential to maintain a cleaner home. That way, with the way that toxins like to take up residence in porous items, i.e. like carpet and wood, upholstery, etc., a HEPA vacuum can be really helpful for just maintaining a cleaner space and cleaner environment for breathing purposes as well. Number 4 would be a fogger. So a fogger is a tool that you can use to not necessarily kill mold, but keep the environment cleaner with some like antimicrobial type of treatments for the home environment. It's not just mold and mycotoxins that affect us. So things like bacteria and pathogens that are just in the air and the environment we breathe can be really common reactors for those that are reactive to mold as well. So a fogger aids in helping clean and maintain a clean environment from the pathogens that do like to take up residence in the home as well. A fogger can be really helpful for catching mold early on. So if you maybe have like a water leak, for example, you clean it up and then get it repaired pretty quickly. A fogger still can be a good air-wise treatment and environmental treatment for helping just continue to keep the home free of mycotoxin accumulation, mold accumulation. It's a really good maintainer as well, similar to like the air purifier that we talked about, maintaining the space. Not necessarily a mold killer, but more of a maintainer. Number 5, nasal sprays and washes. So keeping your nasal passages really just clean, and as mold and mycotoxins do like to take up residence in cavities, helping your body breathe is essential to also maintaining good health. Number 6, non-toxic cleaners and laundry detergents. And so maintaining a non-toxic environment was a huge part of my healing journey. And so replacing things like Lysol or just all of the commercial conventional sprays that a lot of times you will find at places like Target and Walmart. Thankfully, they do have more non-toxic options. I love the Myers, for example, brand, Mrs. Myers. And then you can even make your own non-toxic products out of things like white vinegar. And using these in replacement can help you with preventing your body from being exposed to different chemicals. As far as laundry goes, using non-toxic laundry detergents, borax powder, Epsom salts, keeping your clothes clean of mycotoxins as well is a huge part of the maintaining a non-toxic lifestyle that can happen after mold. Number 7, plastic bins. And so after getting rid of like all my clothes, like Marie Kondoing my life completely, and something that I've done since then is, as I bring in new items into my home, is really keeping them in a contained, safe place, so to speak, not exposed to the environment as much. And so switching out between maybe your summer and your winter clothes, keeping those clothes that are not being used as frequently in plastic bins at the very least can be really helpful for helping maintain more mycotoxin-free living and free of clothing as well. And then lastly, essential number 8, infrared sauna. And so buying an infrared sauna was one of the best things I did because I do use it daily. So I think it comes down to like a couple dollars a day that I'm spending on a sauna. If I do use the one at home, I also have a sauna studio that I love to go to as well and just be around community there. But I think an infrared sauna, once you are in a clean space, can be a really helpful adjunct, especially if you are going to be using it very frequently. For more insights on what tools could be helpful for you in more mold-free living, feel free to reach out to me at my clinic, myfunctionalmedicine.com. We'll be happy to support you.